Mike Moore Media.
I'm talking to Rodney Cates, Director of Rockingham County Emergency Services, 911. Rodney, always good to have you in the program. And understand today you're talking about water safety, and that's timely with that rescue yesterday on the river.
Yeah, Mike, and good morning. Great to be here with you this morning. Yes, we did have a water rescue yesterday. I think some people, they ended up on the rocks out in the river, and they were not comfortable with the water and comfortable navigating the water to get off, so we had a water rescue call, and our resources in the Madison area responded to that and had a successful recovery or rescue of those people, and it went very well.
Good. Well, I'm glad. You two ladies from Greensboro, as I understand it. And, you know, that kind of brings up a point, maybe people that come in from the area from out of state or whatever are not really that familiar sometimes with our rivers and kind of get caught up in some things they're not expecting.
That's true. And, you know, the rivers can change so much when the water, if we have storms or if we have rain events that elevate Blues Lake, then they have to release water, and that obviously goes into the river, which very quickly changes the flow and the level of the rivers, which changes the dynamic for people that are on it. So we have a very good working relationship with Duke Energy. They notify us when they're releasing water so that we can then notify the people in the Madison area, Madison Police, Madison Fire, Madison Rockingham Rescue, Eden Rescue, of the river changes so that we can be prepared for anything that we may have to respond to on the river, or if they actually have to close some of the access down due to the flow of the river. So it's certainly this time of year something to monitor on a daily basis. And again, we have some great communications and some great partnerships with people that help us keep an eye on that situation.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Okay. And I know you're working on some water safety programs. Maybe you could bring us up to date on that. And I understand that I think Captain Roy Stewart told me last night when we were talking that they were actually on the river yesterday doing some water rescue drills, I believe.
They were, and they actually had some more training last night, and they incorporated everybody that goes to the Madison River Park area, who is Madison Fire, Huntsville Fire Department, the Rockingham County Sheriff's Department, Madison Rockingham Rescue, Rockingham County EMS. They incorporated the 911 Center and Madison Police Department, all of which have a response effort and a responsibility in those water rescue events in that area. So they did some training last night, and it's always good to have all of the entities that respond together to come together and train together. You know, I make a lot of sports analogies, but it's just like practicing for a game. That's what that is. That's the practice, and you bring the whole team together to practice because when game day comes, you have the whole team there. And it's I commend those groups for coming together and doing those practice drills because that's what makes it a successful mitigation when the true event comes out.
Mm-hmm. Sure, yeah. You know, I'm thinking just a couple of days ago, we had the paraglider crash from about 300 feet there in the Madison area when James Sutherland, familiar sight over the skies there in western Rockingham County, now in the hospital following surgery. But you never know when something like when anything will happen, an emergency, do you?
That's true. You know, we're sitting on go at all times, you know, 24/7, 365, all of the resources that we have, and everybody's ready to respond and well-trained and well-equipped to respond. And you're right, it may be the most quiet day of all, and all of a sudden a mass casualty event unfolds. So we never know what's waiting for us.
Mm-hmm, yeah. And the training that goes in, I don't think people realize unless they're in that situation on the front line or whatever, and in rescue or whatever, first responders, that's year-round, isn't it?
It is. The training year-round. Actually, several people from the Rockingham County water team went to Charlotte last weekend, and they trained all weekend in Charlotte and had some very extensive training. They put their boats on the water, and they had scenarios, and they were timed. And I'm very happy to report North Carolina Emergency Management called us one afternoon and said that our Rockingham County Water Rescue Team performed with the most efficiency and had the fastest times in their drills. So we have a very efficient and a very effective water rescue team that's made up of Madison Rockingham Rescue as well as Reedsville Rescue and members of those departments and various departments from other places or various members from other places. And they are a very effective and efficient group. And, yes, they train year-round and they work on equipment to make sure their equipments are ready at all times. And we're very, very proud of those people.
We certainly are, and thanks to everyone involved. And that's good to get that recognition on the state level, too, isn't it?
It is. We were very happy to have that call that afternoon, and because there were many, many water rescue teams represented there, and you know these water rescue teams can be deployed if a hurricane event, and this is National Hurricane Preparedness Week. It's the first week of May nationwide. Mm-hmm. So you know if we don't have hurricane event here, but they had flooding in eastern North Carolina, then we deploy that team. Upon the state's request, that team gets deployed, and they have been deployed before. So just because they're a Rockingham County Water Rescue Team, they're a state deployable asset and can certainly be used anywhere in the state of North Carolina that they may be needed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's interesting to think about, too. I know you spoke recently before the Rockingham County Board of Commissioners. Maybe you could give us an update on that, Rodney.
I did. I spoke back at the end of April. We requested and me speaking before the commissioners was the combination of many prior meetings with county administration, and we had the support of county administration, of which we're very appreciative. The healthcare services continues to lose people to non-traditional paramedic and EMT roles, so we, as all the other 100 counties in the state, are facing staffing issues in the EMS and the paramedic and EMT positions. So we were able to put together a $5,000 bonus program, and that program is for employee retention. It's also a recruiting tool of which new hires that on board with us, certified EMTs or paramedics that on board with Rockingham County between now and September the 30th are eligible for a $5,000 sign-on bonus. Our current full-time EMT and paramedic positions, which are currently 48 positions, they too are entitled to a $5,000 retention bonus. The bonus for both new hires as well as current employees is paid in 2 installments. They each get $2,500 up front, and then 6 months later, which will be in November, they will receive the second installment of $2,500 for a total of $5,000 for retention to say thank you for weathering this storm with us. We're also currently in a salary study. A group that has been hired by the county is evaluating all positions, specifically emergency services positions as well, to see if we are competitive in the market with people that we are losing employees to, which would be our neighboring counties, our Guilford counties and our Alamance counties, Stokes counties, Forsyth counties. We're looking at those to make sure we're competitive in the market, and if not, we will hopefully take those measures to become competitive to be able to retain our employees.
It's still difficult to get the people you need in what you're doing and in fire departments nationwide, isn't it?
It is, and I mean this has been a downward spiral for all of public safety, even the law enforcement community. Law enforcement agencies nationwide are hurting for staff members. Fire departments, volunteers are down. Paramedics, EMTs are down. And there's so many non-traditional roles that these people can play. You know, before paramedics signed on to be paramedics and they knew they were going to ride trucks and respond and provide pre-hospital care. Well, now there are many opportunities where they provide hospital care, and they're in emergency departments, or then they are in ORs or respiratory centers, and they're able to provide care in the hospital setting. So certainly a trend we didn't see coming, you know, but it has, and it's opened many doors for those people, but it hurts the pre-hospital care, and not just for Rockingham County, but for all 100 counties, you know, across the state.
Mm-hmm, sure. If someone is interested in becoming a part of the team, let me just say it that way, what's the best way to go about joining up and learning more?
One, if they want information, they're more than happy to call us at our office. Any of the administrative staff will be more than happy to talk to them. If they're interested in applying, we have open applications right now. Anybody can go on in and fill out an application for EMT, advanced EMT, paramedic, telecommunicator. Those are through the county website. They will be linked to what's called NeoGov. NeoGov is an application process where they submit their application through NeoGov. And we strongly encourage anyone that wants to pursue this field in the 911 world, EMT, advanced EMT, or paramedic, to certainly look at those avenues, look at the bonuses that are provided now. Keep in mind the salary study that we're going through that we feel very confident will elevate the overall salaries this year. So we strongly encourage anybody to apply if they are interested in those lines of work.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. Well, thank you for that. Is there anything we need to include in our program before we wrap up today?
No, we're good. We've, as you and I talked before we came on the air, it's been a busy time, and this whole year's been busy, and we have dedicated people. And I say that each time, but I think it's important to point that out, that the mitigation of emergency situations comes from teamwork. And those teams are made up of the volunteers, the full-time people, the part-time people, and it doesn't matter if you're EMS, if you're law enforcement, if you're a fire department, if you're a rescue, if you're a telecommunicator. We're all a team and we're all linked together. It matters not what your uniform looks like or what your badge looks like. We're a team that mitigates emergency situations. And we have an awesome team in this county that does an outstanding job, and we're certainly proud of those people and for the efforts that they put forth each day.
Oh, you said that just perfectly there. We certainly ditto to that, and thanks to all of the people involved. Yeah, you're right. We do have a good team here in Rockingham County, that's for sure, don't we?
We do, and we certainly, our citizens should be proud. They do an outstanding job.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Rodney Cates. Always good to talk to you. All the best, and then we'll talk again next month.
All right, Mike. Take care.
Thank you. All right, Rodney Cates, right here in Rockingham County, our Director of Emergency Services and 911. Again, thank you. We can never say that enough to everyone involved. And if you need more information, a good way to get it, the county website, and then on Facebook, Rockingham County Emergency Services.